Well, based on a 2007 novel, the opera Fellow Travelers was first performed in 2016 by the Cincinnati Opera and was quickly picked up by other opera companies.
Madison Opera is performing it twice this weekend, and our Michael Bruno goes backstage to find out what Fellow Travelers is all about.
We know Madison Opera, we've come to love Madison Opera shows, and you know there's the classic opera group of people.
Right.
What's your biggest challenge for pieces that are new and maybe not in the wheelhouse of what people think of opera?
I think the challenge, I mean, it's a challenge to get people to put aside their devices and come to any show. I think sometimes the challenge with modern opera is that people think they're not going to like it. They've heard that modern music is boring or atonal or strange, and there's sort of a fear about it that there might not be with Puccini or Mozart. And in fact, this score is so beautiful and melodic. It's just, I have tunes in my head every night, different ones. It's just such a beautiful score, and I think there's fear that they won't enjoy it.
Is there room? Oh, sure, sorry.
The storyline to me is forbidden love. It's kind of the modern version of not Romeo and Juliet exactly, but I really think it has that kind of immediacy that we might have had if we lived in a time where families, couldn't get along as badly as they did, and they were actually warring families. It's a gay relationship, in the 50s was this forbidden thing, and it still today affects a lot of gay youths, and so it feels very real and very immediate.
Making a list of your past.
Fellow Travelers takes place in Washington, D.C. during the height of the Lavender Scare from about 1953 to 1957. It's about two men who meet, fall in love. One works for the State Department, one also works for the government, and it's about sort of the progression of their relationship against this background of fear and deceit where they can't be in a public relationship, and in fact trying to forge a relationship is very challenging, shall we say, and one ultimately betrays the other.
It's an internship, so is there. Come on, name names. Vice President Nixon, Teddy Roosevelt's daughter, Mrs. Longworth.
And normally in traditional opera, you have the two leads are normally male and female singing to each other. So what's that like for you to sing opposite another male voice?
It's amazing to be able to see two people on stage that don't represent what we consider traditional on the stage. It's a beautiful thing that both Greg Pierce and Greg Spears have put together. Not only does it tell this very important story, but it gives the audience an opportunity to see love in a way that we don't normally see it, a way that we haven't been conditioned to see it.
Last night I had to convince the Estonians we love them. If you like Alice
And there's a full cast. It's not those two guys. Michael Bruno is here.
Yes, it's the full opera cast. It's an amazing piece of theater, and these two gentlemen are really incredible, beautiful voices.
The voices are just, I'm in awe of that kind of talent.
It's so wonderful to hear. Like I asked him, I said, what's it like to have two men singing arias together? And it's really astonishing. It's beautifully done.
See, people are often leery of new opera.
That's true, and when I spoke to Catherine about that, it's hard to get people interested because they're going to see the Traviata, they're going to see all the greatest hits,
which have been done time and again.
That's true, and the nice thing about this is that sometimes contemporary music it's hard to hear. It's like that Philip Glass, it's kind of this atone, and you think, oh yeah. The music is beautiful, and it's lyrical, and you can really, the melodies are really lovely, and it's in English, so you can understand it, and they also have the titles. So even though it is in English, the subtitles are there, so you can follow along with it, because you obviously don't know the score because it's such a new opera. So you can follow along with it. It's really a fascinating piece and very contemporary. A lot of people don't know about the Lavender Scare. They know about the Red Scare. So it's a really important piece of opera.
Fellow Travelers Overture Center's Capitol Theater, so it's a little more intimate than the big theater. It's tonight at 8 o'clock, Sunday at 2:30. Go to tickets.overture.org. And next week?
Next week, we're going to go to Canopy Dance for their Love is Love on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's perfect.
All right,
Perfect
we'll
timing.
See you then. Have a great weekend.
Okay.
Thanks, Michael. See you next week.
We have a final check of your forecast coming up.